Is the new M5 MacBook 2025 worth $2,000? The base model MacBook Pro is $1,700 and could get up to over 3K. Is this small piece of hardware even worth the money? Apple is one of the biggest companies today. Some say their items are overpriced, but some update their phone, laptop every generation and stay loyal. What do you think? Comment down in the description. Do you update every year, or it's kind of overrated? Now I'm gonna review the M5 2025 MacBook Pro and see if you think it's worth the $2,000. I decided to go with the base model MacBook Pro because I'm new to content. I started YouTube recently within the past year. I'm trying to do TikTok, Twitch, but it's a lot to balance. So I'm trying to stick with YouTube a little bit more. I got that 14-inch MacBook Pro in space black, which comes with the new M5 chip. From comparison videos I watch on YouTube, for the base model M5, it is damn near as good as the M4 Pro for around the same price and better battery life. The M5 chip comes with 16 gigabytes of unified memory. The base model also comes with 512 gigabytes of storage space, but I upgraded to the 1 terabyte for an extra $200. I upgraded to 1 terabyte because I think photos and videos is gonna take up a lot of space, and if I'm editing a long video, I probably need the extra space. Or if I'm traveling, I want to transfer my videos over, it's gonna take a lot of gigabytes. You know what I'm saying? The accessories that come with the base model comes with a 70-watt USB-C power adapter, and the laptop has 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, an HDMI port, an SDXC card slot, a headphone jack, and a MagSafe 3 port. My first impressions of this MacBook is that the keyboard's like buttery smooth, and the new Touch ID is a nice touch. It's kind of makes it easier to use for passwords and paying and all that. Mind you, my last MacBook was the MacBook Air 2014, so it's a huge upgrade for me. I've had this MacBook Pro for a couple of weeks now, and it's such a joy to play with and a major upgrade. I also got the nanotech screen, which is an extra $150, which is kind of crazy to me, but I have astigmatism, and the light reflecting kind of bothers me. So I think it's worth it to me, but a little pricey. Some negatives I saw with the MacBook Pro is that the base model is 17, right? Kind of pricey. And then the base model MacBook Pro comes with 512 gigabytes, which sounds like a lot, but over time it eats up a lot of storage, especially updates and all that. And why does it cost an extra $200 for storage? Like, if you want 2 terabytes, it's damn near 400-600 more. And then the nanotech screen is 150. You could go from 17 to like 2200-2300 easily. I think my PS5 has a terabyte or two, tallying up the total that I spent. So base model is 1700, 200 for extra storage. Only 512 extra storage of gigabyte, right? 150 for the nanotech screen, and then taxes and shipping, damn near 2 bands. I'm doing monthly installments, so I believe it's like 140, 160. I think it's 160. The reason that I got this is because I have a gaming PC and I edit on that. But it's like a low tier model, so it does enough for editing. Lags a little bit, so I definitely needed an upgrade. So I was deciding between upgrading my PC or getting a laptop. I chose the laptop ultimately because I wanted to edit on the go, edit on my couch, be kind of versatile. I want to go to cafes to like study, learn how to edit, watch videos, kind of like performative, you know what I'm saying? And the main reason so I could edit on the go, like when we're traveling. I'm planning a Korea, Japan trip next year, like 2 weeks. I want to edit like while I'm there in my free time. And the reason I went with the Pro instead of the Air is it's more future proof than the Air. And yeah, and it extends the life, of me owning the MacBook Air or MacBook, because it has the better chip, better storage, better screen. It just future proof for way longer. Like overall, it's a little heavier than my girl's MacBook Air. She got it the 2024, but like I got used to it. It's not it's not that much. I mean, if you're a little person, small person, and that, I mean, like the MacBook Pro might be a little heavy, but I don't know. You get if you carry things for a little bit, like you get used to the weight. And another reason I chose the MacBook Pro over the Air is because it has a cooling system. So the older the laptop gets, the more it starts to like overheat and stuff. I had the MacBook Air from 2014, and after like 5 years, it would overheat and just turn itself off. I feel like if you have the Pro and it has a cooling system, like even 5 years from now, it might overheat, but it's not going to turn off on itself, you know what I'm saying? And, in the 2 weeks I've had it so far, I've been using it for YouTube, editing, multitasking, like simple stuff like Google Sheets, Google, just like typing scripts for YouTube. And, it's been lasting 8 hours plus nonstop. It doesn't like die on me. It doesn't, and the battery life is long. Like I use this for multiple days in a row without charging. And ultimately, like getting the Pro over the Air, I feel like it prolongs my usage, better resale value if I want to upgrade. And I get my money's worth because I'm going to own this for at least like minimum 5 years, If I could, like if I could use my Air for 10 plus years, like I'd probably use this for a long time, but we'll see. What's good, y'all? Editing the current video you're watching on my MacBook. Almost done with at least the script or like the vocals. And I've been using it for at least an hour and a half now. And I haven't charged my MacBook in 2 days. Look, it's still at 50, bro. Like this is not too demanding, but damn near like editing for an hour and a half, haven't charged in 2 days. And look how fast it loads. Look, does not lag. This is CapCut, by the way, but I'm gonna eventually get DaVinci. Anyways, thanks for the break. Just showing you proof that this is actually a pretty good laptop. The design is sleek and clean to me, very buttery. The Touch ID is easier for buying stuff, click of a button, Face ID. Signing into my accounts is easy, and remembering passwords is easy. And since I was on my gaming PC all the time, like it's just so much easier to have like the texting and FaceTime feature on my laptop because, I'm working all the time, it's hard to get back to my homies. But when I'm working on my PC, I could get notifications and be like, oh, let me reply to my homie or my family, It makes messaging so much easier. Like, I could work on content and not pull out my phone. I could just reply to someone real quick if it's like, a quick message back. Easy. I've mostly been doing like short form content and, like reviews. So it's not that much heavy editing and some vlogs, like there's a lot of editing in that, but it's not like too intense. So basically I use like very little overlays, very little like cuts, little effects. So far with all the editing and multitasking I do, like the laptop has never lagged on me. It does its job, bro. Like I think overall, if you have the funds, 17 to like 22, I'd suggest going extra storage, so extra 200. You don't need the nanotech, only if you have like astigmatism or like the light bothers you, like the reflection on the screen. So if you have at least 1900 to spare, I'd suggest getting the MacBook Pro. If you're trying to do like professional level like editing, I definitely wait for the M5 Pro. Spend the extra money, get the really good chip. The editing time's gonna be good, a lot of RAM probably on that. If you want to do more like short form like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, like 10-minute edit YouTubes, you might be okay with the MacBook Air. Or if you're using it for like daily stuff like shopping, YouTube, Google, stuff like that doesn't require too much RAM. The base MacBook Air might be good enough. It's $1,000. Honestly, it's a good price, and during Black Friday, it was $750. And if you're on a budget, why not get a Windows PC, a couple hundred, like just for daily use? It might be like $200 to like $700. So, but if you do have the spare money, I would highly recommend the MacBook Pro. It's aesthetically beautiful. It's pretty good, and the ease of use is like 10 out of 10. Like you could teach a kindergartner to use a MacBook low key. But if you do not have the funds, I would not recommend spending $2,000 on a laptop. It's a luxury, it's not a need. What is good, y'all? I hope you liked the MacBook review. I also got the AirPod Pros 3 and the iPhone 17 Pro. So let me know if y'all want reviews on that. There's a ton of reviews out there, so I don't know if it's even worth putting up, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.